Hi, hello everyone. I hope you're doing great and welcome to a new grammar video. For today's topic, we have comparatives. As you may remember, we have been talking about clothing and adjectives. And in the previous activity, you had to do a role play, right? Where some of you were fashion designers and the other classmates had to compare the outfits. For that reason, now I want to explain to you that in order to compare, you need to know the grammar structure that comparatives have. But first, counting syllables is the most important part in order to create those sentences correctly. For example, in color orange, we have the syllable tall, right? Tall is just one syllable. Then we have happy. Happy has two syllables that it is in color red. And then we have beautiful. Beautiful, as you may say, it has three syllables. Beautiful. Okay? And it is in color green. Let's do some examples together. First of all, we have careful. Think about it. How many syllables careful has? Very good job. Careful has two syllables. Then we have cheap. How many syllables cheap has? Great. Cheap has just one syllable. Then we have fantastic. Fantastic has three syllables. Very good. And then we have amazing. That amazing as well has three syllables. With that being said, you have to keep that in mind in order to make the comparative sentences correctly. Let's start talking about the comparatives that have short adjectives, meaning one or two syllables. These rules we are just going to use it, with the adjectives that has one or two syllables. The step number one is the adjective. There you have the adjective. Then you are going to add the er, okay? The letters E and R. And then you're going to add than. Let's see some examples with the adjectives cheap and long. As you can see, cheap is a short adjective. It just has one syllable. And you're going to add the er. And finally, than. For example, the socks are cheaper than the sneakers. You just add the er to the adjective cheap. Then we have long. This one has as well just one syllable. The dress is longer than the skirt. We added the in than. Please do not forget the word than, because that will give you the idea that you are comparing. However, you have to know that we may have some modifications for short adjectives. The number one is that adjectives and then ending with the letter E, such as cute or nice. In that case, remember that we had to add the letters er, right? But since with the adjectives cute and nice, we already have the letter E, you just add the R, okay? For example, we have that sweater is cuter than the other one, and those sunglasses are nicer than my sunglasses. Now we have adjectives ending with the letter Y, such as happy or easy. In that case, that it will be easy. You just change the letter Y for the letter I. Okay, so it will be happier and easier, such as Laura is happier than Michael, and the swimsuit is easier to fix than the pants. Please remember, if you have the letter Y, change it with the letter I. Okay? Now the last modification is that adjectives that end with the CVC, that CVC stands for consonant vowel consonant. In the case of hot or thin, you are going to double that last consonant. see that hot will be hotter, and we double the letter T. And then we have thin, that we double the letter N. Some examples of this one will be, the weather is hotter than ever, and the skirt is thinner than the shorts. So basically, guys, for short adjectives that has just one or two syllables, you have to add the ER. But remember the modifications that I just explained to you. Now, let's talk about the comparatives that have two or more syllables. The step number one will be more or less, okay? It will be more if you want to talk about affirmative sentences, or you can use less to talk about negative sentences. Then you have the adjective, meaning that the adjective will stay the way it is. You do not have to add anything to the adjective. And then we have the step number three, that is done. Let's see some examples with the adjectives comfortable and expensive. The number one will be, the white t-shirt is more comfortable than the blue one. Or we can say the white t-shirt is less comfortable than the blue one. You see, we did not add anything to the adjective, but we added to the word with the word more or less. That will be telling us that you are comparing things, okay? And here we have, that outfit is more expensive than my food, or we can also say that outfit is less expensive than my food. Look at it. We cannot miss the word than. We kept the adjective the way it is, and before the adjective, we add more or less depending on what we want to say. Now, guys, we have irregular comparative forms. These are exceptions, and you have to memorize these ones because in this case, you are not going to follow any rule. It is what it is. For example, we have good, that in the comparative form will be better. We have bad, in the comparative form will be worse. And we have far, that in the comparative form, it will be farther. Okay? And finally, we have the comparative form with as, meaning that when we want to say that something is equal, the step number one is adding the word as. Then you have the adjective. It does not matter if your adjective has 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6 syllables. The adjective will stay the same when you want to say that something is equal. And then you have the step number 3, that is as. Let's see some examples with the adjectives big and interesting. My hoodie is as big as yours, meaning that you want to say that both hoodies are the same size. Now we have that store is as interesting as this one. You see, both the stores are the same, they're interesting, okay? In the same way. The adjective stayed in the normal way, and we just added the word as and the other as, okay? So guys, that was everything for today's video. Remember that if you have any question, you can contact me via email. I write it down there, or you can write a comment down below here on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.